Good morning, potato chips and potato chip S's. This is a video that's for the ladies in our community, or for ladies who want to get into the knife community, who have decided they want to try one, or a husband has nagged you into trying one. This is an option of knives that I think are more suitable to ladies. Now, before I get lambasted and shouted at, this is not knives that are just for ladies. These are all knives that are in my collection. The reason I've chosen these knives are for two reasons. One, ladies' hands are smaller than men's on the whole. Not necessarily all, and I know plenty of ladies who carry absolutely super big knives and not super big knives, they just carry bigger knives than I would carry. So this is not a sexist thing. This is, I've judged this on, and Tom, Tom at Knife Delights has left me in a minefield because I'm not very good at explaining. But women's jeans have got small pockets in them. They're not the same as men's on the whole. So I have decided to pick small knives. I think the largest is about 3¼ This is probably the largest, maybe about 3½ but most of them are 3 and under, to fit in your pockets. That's why I've chosen them. A couple of this one at the end, these two at the end, are a little bit bigger, but they're ones that you could throw into your bag if they don't fit in your pocket. But I think even this one, it's slim enough, it'll just slip into your pocket. So please don't shout at me if I say something that's not right. It's because I'm a silly old man. But let's get on with it now. The top here is knives that, again, these are all in my collection. This is my wife's one. She has a couple of other ones, but sadly they're down the caravan. She'd left them down there. But this is the one that she carries. This is just a wee Victorinox. It's in pink because she picked that colour. She has had other ones that are in red and whatever, but she liked this one. And if you haven't seen these, you have a lovely little pair of scissors, which are so useful. They're great scissors for nails or anything. The Victorinox make the best scissors on any multi-tool that I know. You also get, this is a nail cleaner, and on the other side you have a little file, which is fantastic. It does, it will remove nail, no problem whatsoever. And then you get a little tiny pen knife. So this can go on a keychain. There's also a toothpick and a little pair of tweezers on it. A fantastic option to stick in your key ring or just to put in your pocket, whichever you choose, and tie a bit of paracord on it so it's easier to pull out of your pocket. You can just leave it hanging out the side of your pocket. But there's all sorts. Victorinox and these small little knives, there's all sorts. This one, you push the crest and you get a wee red light coming on to see your door key going in, or to see your car key going in. And it's got the scissors, it's got a nail file, it's got a little pen knife, and this one also has a little pen, which is just so useful to have. And what you do is you pull the nail file out and you hold it like that in your hand, and you have a little pen. Now, I can write with it and I have a large hand, so absolutely perfect. So you can play about with Victorinox and get the ideal one that would suit you and gives you more options. And the more options you have, the more likely you are to carry it and find out just how good having a little pocket knife on you is. The next one's a Wenger, which is, for those uninitiated, is another make from Switzerland, started a couple of years after Swiss Army knife, and they made their brand of the Swiss Army knives. This is a little Wenger. I think it's a small, it's bigger than these little classics, obviously. Let me just show you that. It's a little bit bigger. This is more for your front pocket rather than a keychain. And on it, it's very simply got the nail cleaner, the file, and just a little pen knife on the other side. But it's a little bit bigger. It'll do a little bit more work. It's just a lovely little pocket knife. Thin, can slip into a fifth pocket of your jeans, I'm sure. Lovely little knives. And again, please don't take this in offense, because I love carrying these. These are what I call little secretary knives. Look how thin that is. Just look how thin that is. And again, you'll just get a pen knife, which is a more substantial pen knife that you'll do, if your office work requires you to cut up boxes and things like that, you've got two little knives. Great, super slim knife to throw in your pocket. And then the big brother to that, which is the same size, but it's got the red plastic scales a little bit thinner, so it gives you a little bit more grip in your hands. It has that bigger pen knife, which you'll do for more pockets, and on the other side, you get the little pen knife. And again, super efficient knife if you work in an office. The reason, you can just throw them on your desk and use them as you need during the day if you have to cut up things. So say these are maybe not for you. I've thrown another one. Now, normally people would show a case peanut or a Rough Rider peanut because they're a little small fifth pocket knife. I've chose something different. This is a toothpick. Look at that elegant long blade. Isn't that lovely? That really is a beautiful blade in blue bone. Absolutely stunning. And there's two blades in it. There's this one. Again, maybe I don't want to seem sexy, but if you've got tags on things, this is great for getting under tags or getting under a staple and just helping it out. It's a super efficient little knife. Cuts fantastically, but you also get the little pen knife, which will do most tasks for most people during the day. And I know that sounds silly, but it does. Super little knife. This is a case one. And personally, I think if you can invest in a case, they're usually pretty good. They're pretty well made. So let me go on the other side. If you've already been a knife person and you carry a small knife, but you think you want to go a wee bit up in it, here's a Twisted Assisted. This is the Twisted Tulip, just for the shape of the little knife, a Twisted Tulip. And this is a top flipper. You just so if you got nails, this is perfect. You just flick it, it'll come out. And even if there you go. You can just pull it out. It's a slip joint, perfectly legal here. You can get your finger right up underneath here so that it won't close on you if it slips. But you can cut anything with it. An absolutely super little knife. You just put it down and away you go. There's a clip on it so you can clip it to your pocket. Super option. For those that have maybe tried these but they want something a wee bit more sturdy. That is definitely sturdy. I put brass scales on these. You can get all sorts. If you go to Twisted Assisted, you'll see them. So let's get down to these knives down here. Let's get down to a knife that Spyderco, you've heard your husband or whatever talking about Spyderco. They make a lot of knives with the metal handles. It's just a stainless steel handle and a blade. This is a fancy one. This is a Kiwi, but this is a 4-finger knife, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and it's a proper knife that you can do any amount of work with. Super little job. This is an 8CR13. Yeah, 8CR13. Nice, easy to sharpen blade. But they're super little knives. They do all sorts. They do grasshoppers and all that. Your husband will show you if you haven't seen, or if you're a man, just go on the Spyderco. They make quite a few. This is a hard to get one, but I don't have any of the other ones handy. So you've got that. And if you like pearl, this is a very, I'm not going to say it's feminine, but it's a very gentleman-like, feminine-like, beautiful mother of pearl on it. Look at that iridescence on that. It is stunning. And when you get it in the right light, you'll see the colours as well. Your blues, your reds, they're all in there. But this is a lovely little knife. You do need a nail to open this, but it's not a very hard pull. This is beautiful. But I'm showing you this because you might be able to get them. This is a Fighting Rooster, which is a German make, but a beautiful in-hand knife that lets you get down and cut things. A just stunning looking knife to take for a lady if you go into a wedding or whatever to cut your pastries up. I mean, this is the sort of thing that I use these for myself. The small knives, if I'm in a shop and I want to cut a pastry, and half the time you get cutlery that's never properly clean, I'll use my own and I can clean it myself. So there's that. This one, my wife has just given back to me. She took this to see if she loved the bone and the big silver bolster. This is an Almar knife, and it's a Japanese maker, although they're getting them made in China now. So these are now cheaper. The real ones cost a fortune. These are a cheaper, although not a very cheap. It's a backlock. So in the UK, it's not legal, but everywhere else, the backlock is legal enough. This is it's a bit of a stabby pokey knife, if you want to go into boxes and whatever. Great knife for that, but also a lovely slicer as well. Lovely little knife. Now, if you've got nails and you just can't use a nail nick, get whoever your other half is to look one of these off. This is a turnkey knife. You see that? You have 2 little rings on either end of it, and this is just amazing. I've only just found these myself, and I used to see them on Etsy and places and eBay, but I didn't really know what they were and I was too embarrassed to ask. You just put this in your hand, whichever way you want to do it, and you twist it and the knife comes up and snaps in place. Absolutely perfect. Did you see that? And to close it, put your nails either side and turn it. I just think this is a talking piece for man or woman. Look at that. And you don't have to break your nails going into nail nicks. Super knife. But you can pick these up for, 10, £20, £30, however fancy you want to go, however well made. But it's such a thin knife and it'll just slip in your pocket. But super, if you've got long nails, you just turn it to the side and out you come, your blade's there. It's non-locking, so this is legal everywhere. Fantastic find. I love them. Let's go. Here's the longest and thinnest one. This is a Rough Rider. This is a very cheap knife, but you get a lovely, look, there's nail nick, there's two nail nicks. There's a long pull and then another one right up the end. So it makes it a very easy open knife. You can nearly, well, you can't because there's another blade there, but if you just gently get your nail in, you can pull it open without any problem. And it gives you a long, slim knife for cutting a pastry, cutting a roll, spreading your lunch, but a lovely, slim, easy carry knife that you leave in your desk and use at any time and not scare. But it's also a knife that I think is better to throw in a handbag, because not only have you got the knife, you have this tool at the other end, which is a spatula. This is what's called a doctor's knife, and they used to have these with a spatula on them for doing their tablets. But what a whiz stick for your cocktail on a Saturday night rather than the dirty implements they'll give you. Beautiful Swiss stick or coffee. Do you know what I mean? To give it a quick fluff up. I just think it's super. There's so many uses you can find for that. But a gorgeous knife, either if it goes in your pocket or just throw it into your handbag. Love it. And then I'm going to go on to some fancier knives that are a wee bit more expensive. We're talking sort of £70 and up now. Here's a lovely case, and this is a little sway back. And you have to use your nail, but it isn't an over strong pull. This one's in stag. Isn't that just beautiful? Or bone stag, I should say. No, I think even this, no, this is in stag. Sorry, this isn't stag. What a stunning little knife. Small little knife, fits in the hand, absolutely beautiful. You get a good sized blade, but 1.5 inches cutting edge. Will do you all your day. Will do me most of my day. I love this little knife. Really nice, easy to manipulate and enjoy. And with that beautiful bone, it takes away, sometimes colour and bolster and handle materials can make the knife look aggressive, or it can make it look passive. To me, that looks passive. It's not aggressive. That one might be a bit aggressive looking, but the blade's no longer. It's no different. It's just people's perception. This one's a bit of a pokey knife, can look aggressive. So I'm going to go on now to some of my favourite knives, which are on the more expensive £100 plus. Here's a lovely one. This is the number 94, I believe. 94 GEC. And this is just what I would call the perfect size little pen knife. Isn't that just beautiful? This is bone that has been dyed in a beautiful blue. You can get them in all different colours. GEC are harder to get, but if you're getting into knife collecting, it's nice to have a goal. One day I would like one of them, and this is one of them. It's a beautiful knife that, I can get, well, to be honest with you, I can get 3 fingers. The bottom finger hangs off the end, but it doesn't make it any less useful. I don't feel any less in control of the knife. But beautiful, absolutely beautiful knife. Lovely walk and talk. And you'd hear us saying that. And that's just the way the knife opens and closes and the noises it makes, which is something you'll get more and more accustomed to as you go in. Now, here's one of the sturdiest, strongest little work knives you can have. And to me, this is just amazing. This is GEC number 25. Not a hard pinch, but you can pinch this one, or there's a long nail neck to put your nail in sideways and give it that wee start, but it's not hard to open. This is just definitely a 3-finger knife, but it's fatter and it fits in your hand. Absolutely amazing. You have this beautiful sheep's foot blade, which is just perfect for detailed work around the house, anywhere at all, in work. Fantastic. And it feels like a big knife, twice its size in the hand, and I'm only getting 3 fingers on it. Perfect knife. But again, some of these are hard to get, but I didn't want to just put easy to get knives out, because if you're a lady that's just been about and you want to see some knives, that's what I've chosen. Knives that I think you might want to see to start or to move on to. And this is a video you can always come back to if you've decided you want to move up the scale a wee bit. And lastly, colour. If you want to get a knife that's going to seem, even if it's a big knife, if you've got colour like this on it, it takes the threat of the knife away. This is a 3-inch knife, or blade I should say, a beautiful fat spear point, which I believe is a great all-round blade for anybody. What a beautiful, this Harlequin sort of pattern on it. And it looks like a stick of Brighton rock, doesn't it? But even though it's got a 3-inch blade, it's not a threatening looking knife. It's not a stabby, pointy, pokey knife. It is just, and in the hand, this is a dog leg. Can you see this here? It's shaped like a dog's hind leg, but in the hand, one of the most comfortable knives you'll ever carry. And that is the GEC number 56. So I hope this has give you some sort of idea. And you can get little slips to put these in so that when you bring it out of your pocket, you take this wee knife. This is a perfect slip. This is a little Victorinox slip. But you can buy leather slips. They're all out there. You can bring this out and then you bring your little knife out, and that's not threatening. That is not going to threaten somebody when you do that. That takes away that fear of a knife to other people. They'll all want to see what you're bringing out, and then they'll talk about it. And you'll get somebody else who'll get into knives, and then you're in big trouble. But look, I hope I didn't offend any of the ladies out there. I would love to see more ladies in my channel. I've had a few recently, and it's so nice to get your opinion as a lady on a community that's made up mostly of silly old men. So please get in. Age is no barrier. Again, as long as you're 18 or over, get in there and join in the community. Join knife YouTube channels, join Instagram. There's so many places to get joined in and be part of the community. And whether you like feminine ones or you just like stabby pokey ones, there's a knife out there for you. And I hope this will give you some sort of ideas of where you can go. So I'm away. Take care. Paddy's gone. Bye now. Thanks, Tom.